off day? It's too nice out today. Maybe people are enjoying the weather. I may do the next one, which is the 8th. Hello. It's Shabbat. Gail.
Hello, my darling.
Gail, I'm so embarrassed.
Why?
I messed up the Sondheim. I know that like the back of my hand, and I
What
slowed
Sondheim
down.
did you miss?
I slowed down in where I should have sped up, and no one, so
Oh,
mortified.
get out of here. Come on.
I was so
No.
mortified.
Only you would hear that. No. That's really subject to interpretation.
Okay. I felt terrible. Oh, well, to me, it breaks my heart. I love Stephen Sondheim, so, and it's something so simple. I've never messed up, and I messed up, so.
You never mess up. You never mess up.
Well, I do.
Never admit it.
I
Never admit
never
it.
admit- I mess up all the time. Oh, if you would like it. All right, sure. Ooh, and on hard paper too. I know.
I am so often not in the know. Gratefully so. Oh God, yes, my handwriting is worse than please don't know. Send it to IOS and I'll try to remember exactly what it is. But needless to say, whatever it is that you do for no, but it's honestly it is so bad. It's always bad, but it's like and I realized like after I write these notes, I'm like, oh no, nobody is ever going to be able to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Just know that in my heart of hearts, it is whatever But yes, please bring it back or give me a picture of it. I will do my best for it.
Is there any time before the Israeli hymn, national hymn?
I think he will.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll just transpose this one down 3 steps, play that. Because
Okay.
it has more of accompaniment that's more traditional.
Yeah.
So I think that would be
Great.
better than trying to fake one.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for teaching me how to transpose on this Yamaha.
It was on the high holy days. I could not. There was one piece that needed to be transposed. Like
Oh.
it was very stressful. But I figured I was like, now I know how to do this. But I started looking.
No, I mean we're still looking. We're still looking. Maine, Nova Scotia,
Oh wow!
and
I thought you were moving. I don't know. I thought you were moving to Brooklyn.
I'm gonna move to Brooklyn. Probably get a co-op,
Okay.
but I want to get like a cabin because I grew up in Vermont.
Nice.
I want to get a cabin on a lake, and the only thing I can afford is Maine or Nova Scotia.
Wow.
They're around 200,000.
Oh, that's a good.
For
That would
like,
be
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, right on a lakefront, you know. But it's so cold up there.
It's freezing.
But I'm used to it because I grew up every summer, and my whole family, most of my family's from Canada, Quebec.
wow.
So
don't know. Oh, this is good. This. Oh yeah, it's already wow.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Already 6 o'clock. I don't know how that
That
happened.
would be terrible if I get a phone call
Okay, let me
in
just
the middle of it,
let me
right?
just go close that again. And yes, we're just adjusting things to see whether anybody notices. Slight movement here or there. Huh? It's hot here. It's the first time I've ever gotten a complaint about it before. I'm loath to turn on this system because then everyone will freeze. But well, I'll keep an eye on it. Yes. No, I had an idea about this. I thought you would.
Let's start with some music while we're waiting to get started. Try that with me. One more time.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to our student cantor Emma, and
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom to our accompanist Christine. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Tonight we are very honored to have a guest speaker. She's on her way. She's just a little waylaid. Jennifer Zweibel, who is going to be representing Leket Israel, which those of you that have been members of the congregation long enough may remember that name. Many, many years ago, Rabbi Morris, our Rabbi Emeritus, connected us with this wonderful organization that helps to feed people in Israel. And I'm not sure where along the way, but we kind of lost contact. And by the beautiful nature of the internet, right, we reconnect, and we're going to learn a little bit more. And we have a lot of people who've joined the congregation in the years since who know nothing about it. So when Jennifer gets here in a little bit, she'll explain a little more about what Leket is and what it represents. And it was total happenstance that we are having her here in the week in which we are observing Yom HaAtzmaut and Yom HaZikaron, and as we did, of course, last week, Yom HaShoah, right, a very sacred period of time in the land of Israel. So all the more wonderful that we have somebody who is representing something in Israel that we can all really feel wonderful about. So we're going to add in a few things tonight, a few things to reflect this kind of special time of year. But we're going to begin, of course, as we always do with our candle lighting. We'll invite Janet Grossman up to light and bless our Shabbat candles, which, as noted, are on a different side of the room this time. We're going to see whether it has any impact on the slightly too large flames that we've been having lately. Who knows, Janet? Who knows? But we'll see how it goes. Page 120. Let me know if you. Yeah. So I'll tell you, we're gonna get a better. All set.
Amen.
Thank you, Janet. Shabbat shalom. Careful going down. All right, I'm not sure our experiments made any difference whatsoever on the right-hand side, but we've saved Cantor Emma from having it right in front of her, so I think it may be worthwhile regardless. So we're going to turn to page 130, and we'll begin our service. L'chun Ranana, page 130.
L'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'Adonai. L'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'Adonai. Naria, Naria, l'tzor yishenu nekad mafana b'toda. Naria, Naria, l'tzor yishenu bizmirot Naria lo. L'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'Adonai. L'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'chun Ranana, l'Adonai.
We turn now to page 131.
Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruch shemo, basru miyom leyom yeshuato, safru v'goyim kevodo, bechol ha'amim nifleotav, ki gadol Adonai, umehulal meod, norahu, al kol Elohim, ay, shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruch shemo, basru miyom leyom yeshuato.
We turn now to Or Zaru on the bottom of page 132.
Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Ul yishrei lev simcha. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Ul yishrei lev simcha.
We'll turn now to page 134, Zamru Ladonai at the very top of the page.
Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor. בחצוצרות וקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בכינור וקול זמרה, בחצוצרות וקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירום הים ומלואו, תבל ויושבי בה, נהרות ימחו רחב יחד, הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני כיבד, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים, ירום הים ומלואו, תבל ויושבי בה, נהרות ימחו רחב יחד, הרים ירננו.
We turn to page 135, Romamu, which is the last Hebrew paragraph in the middle of the page.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
We'll turn now to page 136, the 29th Psalm, beginning at the very top of the page. Mizmor leDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, Ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, El hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai bar koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover harazim, Vaishaber Adonai et arzei halvanon, Vayerkideim kemo egel Levanon, Vesiryon kemo ben reimim, kemo ben reimim, Kol Adonai chotzem lahavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, Vayechesov ye'arot, uvechalo kulo merkavod, kulo merkavod, kulo merkavod. Adonai lama
עכשיו, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. As we turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi, a reminder we'll do the first, second, fifth, and ninth paragraphs. For the final, we'll rise and face the doors we just walked through a few moments ago.
Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmianu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet v'letila. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri hitoreri ki va'orech kumi ori. Uri uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yarerai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Yasher koach. Emmett, thanks for jumping in, buddy. I hope we got some of that on the camera. That's great. Okay, please be seated, everyone. We're going to turn now to page 140, Tzadikat Tamar.
Rise in body or spirit for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Yalmad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechonu v'yomechonu chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehesh me Rabba mevarach, le'alam le'almei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, li'hitadar v'yitale v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha brichu, le'la min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran behama v'yimeru. Amen. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach.
Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. We're going to turn now to page 148 as we read together in English toward the very bottom of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo.
Hama'ari v'aravi.
Amen. We turn now to page 150.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadata, otanu limadata. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, u'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please join us on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shiftecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'yitem kedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lahem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Let's read together on the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. As we turn to Mi Chamocha on the top of page 158. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Hashkivenu is on the top of page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha.
We turn now to Vishamru on page 162.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam.
Thank you, Emmett. It's nice to get applause in the middle of the service. I will ask us now to rise in body or spirit as we begin the Amidah together on page 164. As always, from that point on, we'll continue silently. Please go at your own pace. When you're finished at the end, if you're still standing, you may be seated.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agidei latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
$6.52. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה ננסה מההתחלה. יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר זה לא נורא. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם.
We'll turn now to page 371 as we offer our Misha Berach, our healing prayer for this evening. We'll begin by thinking of those in our community and connected to our community who are in need of that healing tonight. Ronnie Lidowitz, Madeline Egelfeld, Abigail Blum, Kate Sherwood, Herman Gould, Ame and Warren Cass, Lorraine Danis, David Dowling, Sylvia Devora, Bot Francis, Shelley Newmark, Diane Axelrod, Gabriella Spicer, David Kyle Klopman, Lorraine Davis, Kim Birnbaum, Deborah Block-Kroll, Sylvia Oren, Rachel Bat Ora, Peretz Ben Shlomo, Israel Ben Yitzchak, and Eyal Shachar Ben Mildred. In addition to those names that we just shared, if anyone would like to add additional names, we'll start on this side of the room in the front and work towards the back of the room, and the same on this side. And please just make sure to raise a hand so I don't miss anyone.
Raz Brody, Mary Cornfield, Eileen Silver, Lenny Amron.
Jill Blindley, Bob Barlow. Mario, Judy Lipton, Meredith Berger, Kevin Major, Kathy Gray, Grover and Frank Ryan, Jonathan Crespo, Michael Emmer, Joel M., Anna Sino, Vivian Trevis, Marilyn H., Howie Morell, Seven Danziger, Adrian Berger, and Honey Rodman.
Of course, we invite our friends watching at home to add the names of your loved ones as well as we join together in the middle of page 371.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
In a moment, we'll read our Prayer for Israel, which we've been reading the last few weeks from Tfilat HaAdam, the prayer book of the Reform movement in Israel. But as our guest speaker this evening, Jennifer, who I'm going to introduce in a moment, one of your sons I know is, I think you said, in the Givati Brigade, who's serving in the IDF currently in one of the combat brigades. So we wanted to add a special prayer for those that are serving in the IDF and the Israel Defense Forces. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces and all who stand guard protecting our people. May the Holy Blessed One protect them and save them from all trouble and affliction, from all sickness and injury, and may God grant blessing and wisdom to their actions. May the words of the prophets be fulfilled through them. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. And all shall sit under their vine and under their fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. And let us say together, Amen. And now our prayer for the state of Israel. Tzur Yisrael v'go'alo, rock and redeemer of Yisrael, bless the state of Israel, the dawning of our redemption. Shield it with your compassion, spread over it the sukkah of your shalom. May a spark of your spirit inspire the actions of its elected leaders and officials, judges and advisors, that they may follow the path of justice, liberty, and righteousness. Strengthen the spirit in the hands of those who build and protect our holy land, and grant them salvation and life. Bring shalom to this land and everlasting joy to its inhabitants. Be with all the people of Israel wherever they are. Plant within their hearts the love of Zion. And may those of our people who are so inspired come to Yerushalayim, your city, which bears your name. Spread your spirit over all the inhabitants of our land. Uproot hatred and animosity, jealousy and evil. Plant in our hearts love and kinship, peace and friendship. And speedily fulfill the vision of your prophet Isaiah. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And let us say together,
Amen.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
It is my great honor, my great privilege to welcome up a new friend from an old friend from an organization known as Leket, as I explained earlier. And I'm not going to say any more about that word yet. I'm going to leave that to be perhaps explained in a moment. And just know that this, as an organization, is something, again, that meant a great deal to Rabbi Morris, our Rabbi Emeritus, and was a real connection in our community for many years, which probably I will just simply take responsibility, did not keep up with. And I'm so grateful that we're going to have this opportunity to reconnect in this way, especially at this time of year, and to remind us again of our deep connection, not just to the land of Israel, but to the people of Israel. And as a brief introduction, before I welcome up Jennifer, and I want to make sure I'm pronouncing Zweibel, or sometimes it's Zweibel, sometimes it's Zweibel. I always want to make sure. Jennifer Zweibel, who is the new Senior Development Officer for American Friends of Leket Israel, Long Island, Greater New York area. She earned a BA in Communications and Public Relations from Yeshiva University. Her 20-plus years of experience in development and PR enhanced her skills to help Jewish and Israel-focused organizations succeed. She's worked at leading institutions, including the American Friends of Bar Ilan University, JEP, which I assume is the Jewish Education Project, and the Hebrew Academy of the Five Towns and the Rockaways. Jennifer lives in Cedarhurst, New York. However, her heart and her soul are in Israel with her children. We are very honored to welcome to the Bima Jennifer to share some words to tell us again about this wonderful organization known as Leket Israel. Oh, good. We like materials also. We'll help pass those out. Maybe, Marcia, would you mind maybe helping out? Thank you very much. It's just perfect. And for those that are watching at home, we'll make sure anybody who would like will get you access to whatever the handouts may be. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome. Okay, now in case you get thirsty, there's a little water for you right here.
Amazing.
And like I said, should pick up perfectly kind of where it is, but if you need to, you can adjust, and I'll adjust the volume once you start.
All right, great. So, welcome everybody. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for that beautiful introduction. It's so nice to be here in Sag Harbor. I've never been here. I've lived in Long Island my whole life. In Oceanside, I grew up there and raised my kids in Hewlett. And I went to Hafter myself, Hebrew Academy, Five Towns, Rockaway. I went to Hebrew Academy of Long Beach before that. I wasn't raised observantly, but slowly, my grandfather was a survivor. So I got to really get connected to being Jewish, and I'm really glad to be here, Shelley. I want to thank also for arranging all of this. And just to start, I just was so moved by that beautiful singing, and it was just very talented, and it was a beautiful service. And you sang a song that Ani V'ata, which I just want to start to say that is about changing the world. You and I will change the world. And I just thought that was beautiful because it parlays really nicely with what I'm going to share with you. So first, I just want to mention the parsha a little bit, the portion of the week, which is Acharei Mot Kedoshim. Not to get too technical, but we hear the powerful words. It starts, Kedoshim Tihiyu ki kadosh ani. You shall be holy, for I am holy. What does it actually mean to be holy? So that's a thought. The Torah answers that question in a very practical way. Just a few verses later, we're told, Uleket, ketzircha lo taleket. It's on your sheets. And what it means is, first, does anybody know what the word leket means? Anybody? Just a guess? Has anybody picked it?
I'd like to hear you answer, but I do know the answer. I just like to, So, very quickly in the Torah, there are a number of things that we are instructed to do for those who maybe don't have the means by which to sustain themselves. One of which is the famous payah. For those that know what a payas is, or payod, right? The sort of corners of your field are meant to be not harvested or reaped and left for those again to come. The other is leket, which is also very important, which are things in the natural process of gathering. Things fall to the ground, and they're not part of what is gathered up by the owner of the land, and they are purposely, once it's on the ground, once it falls in that space, it is leket, and it is meant to be picked up again by those who are most in need, most famously in the story of Ruth that we read around Shavuot.
Wow.
So.
Maybe you should take over.
No, that's as far as
It's
I'm going
really
from there.
good. Well, he did cover that very well, Rabbi. Thank you. So it does mean it's in the portion. This week's parsha, I'm very excited to be here when we have this intro to what leket is all about. It's a mitzvah in the Torah. You could see it's right there. And it talks about leaving behind a portion of the gleanings in the field for the poor, for the orphans, for the widows, for people who need it. So it's been there all along about helping the vulnerable, about our our help to love your fellow as yourself, which is the next thing in this week's portion. It's everything we talk about as being Jewish, helping each other, and v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. It's right there. And so just in these few lines, the Torah is giving us a framework for life. Be holy, care for those in need, and treat others with dignity. So just to talk now about Leket, Israel came to be about 25 years ago. Joseph Gittler and his family from New Jersey, from Teaneck, they made Aliyah, they moved to Israel, and they moved to Ra'anana. And they went to some different simchas. We go to bar mitzvahs, weddings. We see all the food waste at the end of the night. And he saw this being tossed in the garbage, and it really hurt him. He couldn't stand with just watching that happen. So he took it upon himself to work with the caterers. He knew that there were also many people in need, and he made it his business to take care of others. And that was Table to Table, which became Leket Israel, the National Food Bank of Israel today. So that had been feeding, the organization had been feeding over 235,000 Israelis a week. That was up until October 7th. 235,000 a week. If you can try to absorb that number, but it's families, it's children, it's elderly, it's people in need that can't make it on their own. They need support, and Leket has two parts of its mission: to rescue surplus produce, fruits and vegetables, and also hot meals. So they rescue the hot meals from corporate cafeterias, from IDF bases. There are a lot of bases across the country. From also, they rescue from hotels in the south, in Eilat in particular, very upscale places. I don't know if you visited, but you see the buffets, we see all the food, the beautiful food, that a lot of it is wasted, ironically, with all the need in Israel. So Leket is working with over 350 organizations, amutot. There are nonprofits that are in Israel that identify where the needs are. They could be in shelters, they could be centers for the blind, schools all over Israel, and they're distributing it out to those centers, and there are nearly 1 million people in need. That's 20% of the Israeli population living under the poverty line today, right now in 2026. So does anyone know how many farms are in Israel? Anybody can take a guess how many farms we have? Thousands? Well, I wish. We have, about 700 farms. That's good. But I was driving through the beautiful farms we have out here, and you know how important it is to pick those fruits and vegetables. We need volunteers to come and pick in Israel. It's not just a fun activity. It's a very big need that we have with Leket, and the farmers need support. So we rescue there as well. So last week we marked Yom HaShoah, as you know, and we have approximately 111,000 Holocaust survivors living in Israel today. And of that number, there are about 37%, which is about 40,000 people, living under the poverty line. Holocaust survivors. These are people that went through the Holocaust, and they had tragedies and horrible tragedies in their lives, and now they're facing food insecurity. And this strikes me personally. My grandfather was a survivor, and just to think of that they're homebound, a lot of them, and they're really living with decisions like buying their medication or purchasing food, and it's a really heart-wrenching situation. So it's not just about numbers, it's about responsibility, and that's what we carry forward. Also, with this week, we had a very big week with Earth Day and Yom HaAtzmaut. So we're celebrating Yom HaAtzmaut by talking about Leket, and also I know you have a very big Sunday here about Yom HaAtzmaut and celebrating Israel. So we are reminded with those days about responsibility, and it works on multiple levels: caring for the environment and caring for the people of Israel. So we do help with the food waste. There are billions of dollars wasted in Israel. In light of this, with the need, we have food that's tossed aside. So if it's not picked on the farms. After October 7th, we didn't have the Arabs on the farms. A lot of them weren't there to help the farmers. And the Thai workers, a lot of them went back to Thailand. The king had them come back. Just recently, we have some of them coming back to Israel to help. So the volunteerism is really critical. So hopefully when you come to Israel, you can come volunteer with us and help us with that. And this is really about feeding hundreds of thousands of people. So from October 7th to now, we've more than doubled the amount of people in need, which is a figure we never wanted to get to. We're now helping over 470,000 people a week. 470,000. So just this gives you an idea of who we are as a people, sharing responsibility, uniting together. We help people across the board. We have Christians, Arabs, Druze. Amongst the Jewish people that live in Israel, we help everybody. There was an instance where during the first war with Iran, when there was a missile coming into an Arab city that struck a water tank, and it wasn't in Leket's purview, but they brought water to that village. So they do things out of the box. They had an emergency campaign recently, and I'm hoping the ceasefire will stay. But just to give you an idea, we had about 5,000 hot meals that were paid for a day to help people in need. They still were there needing food from us, and it was dangerous to get to the different farms, to get to the corporate cafeterias were closed. There was nobody going to work during that time with all the missiles flying. So Leket is there for people to help, and we hope that we can join your efforts and you can come to visit us, and we have a table out there and you can see all the materials, and please, I'd love to talk to you more after, and if you have any questions, anybody have any questions now, or? No? Has anyone volunteered with us? Has anyone picked any fruits or vegetables with us? Yes? All right. Do you remember what you picked with us?
We didn't pick,
Oh, you went
as
to
part
the,
of the Hebrew Union College curriculum in your first year, you go and volunteer with Leket. We cut up watermelons and, learned about the organization.
right, you mentioned the logistics center possibly.
Yes, yeah.
So we have a really great opportunity, especially in the summer. If you're coming to Israel, you probably don't know if you want to be on a hot farm, but you can come to our logistics center in Renana, where it all started with Joseph Gidler. And it's about a 70,000 square foot warehouse. If you could picture Costco times 2, you could store produce there. Whatever is not given to humans is given to animals. We don't waste a thing. And we'd love to have you come visit and help us out. So thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom.
Really phenomenal. And, I think sometimes when we hear numbers, especially these days, we have a hard time sometimes translating what they really mean in the real world. To hear a number like almost 500,000 people a week, you have to keep in mind, I think the most recent census that I saw is I think that Israel is now a little over 10 million people. So when you're talking about 500,000 people, my math is not great, but I'm pretty sure that's 5% of your population. Right? That is a humongous number, right? And the complexity, even in the best of times, but let alone during wartime, during the struggles of the last few years. It's a remarkable thing, and it shows exactly as was told. Sometimes the greatest changes can start from one person who observes something wrong with the world, something that's not right, and says, I can't stand by and do nothing. And I very highly doubt he was imagining in those days that they would be serving 500,000 families in a week. But when you begin in a small fashion, you can indeed transform the world. And I think all the more reason why reconnecting ourselves to this wonderful organization. And certainly, right, we have our share of hungry here at home. We have them right here in our neighborhood. This is not an either-or prospect. It's never been. Okay, just as was said, we don't just help, right, the Jewish community, help people who are in need. Okay, but make no mistake, the value is a Jewish value. And it's so beautifully taught from our Torah portion by total happenstance, of when you happen to be here. Okay, this is the Torah portion, double portion, in which so many of our core values are articulated. And, you know, that what does it mean to be kadosh? What does it mean to be holy like God? None of us can know for sure, but if there ever was one thing we could all point to and say, this is a holy act, it is to feed the hungry. Remarkable things that Leket is doing. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here with us tonight, and we hope this will not be the last time that we see you. You can come back. It's not the greatest of journeys, but it's far enough away, but we hope that you'll come a little further east on the island when you can. And certainly, as you said, we have a lot of great materials that are available just outside. Those that are watching us at home, we can point you in the direction of those materials in an online fashion. And I think Shelley and I only sort of briefly talked about it, but thanks very much to the generosity of Bob Getling. We have a number of bushels, or I don't know what you'd call it, you know, groupings of firewood that if any of you have fireplaces or you use for one firm or the other. So we're going to be selling those during our Yom Ha'atzmaut party, and all of the proceeds, 100% of it, will go as a donation to Leket. And I'm hoping we will sell all of them, but should we not achieve that goal, I will make sure that we get to the full amount through my discretionary fund and to get us again jump-started in that way. So thank you again. Janet, anything to add?
I just wanted to say it's very easy to make donations, monthly donations.
Absolutely, right? You know, there are many ways to support. Volunteering is one of them, right? Financial support is another. And also just spreading the word. You know, okay, when other people hear about great organizations, right, makes the whole process a lot more powerful. So, Janet, thank you for mentioning that. And again, I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. We're going to count the Omer by turning to page 570, and I'll ask the congregation to please rise in body or in spirit. Again, page 570. Hineni mukhan u'mezuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel svirat ha'omer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Join together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al svirat ha'omer. Hayom shlosha ve'esrim yom shehem shlosha shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is 23 days, which is 3 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. We remain standing as we turn to page 586 at the bottom of the page, Aleinu L'Shabeach. Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Advekinu L'Yotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoyei Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adama, Shelo Zachkateinu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו Ask those in mourning, those observing yahrzeit, to please remain standing. Everyone else may be seated at this time. We think first of those who passed in our community in recent months. Larry Axelrod, Susan Axelrod, Freddie Bernstein, Hillary Butler, Elaine Durfee, Cantor Martin Feldman, Doris Ginsburg, Danny Horowitz, Theodore Klopman, Leonard Lauder, Diane Lewis, Judy Lombardo, Thomas Martin, Carol Nadell, Edward Schiff, and Sue Wartor. We also mark the yahrzeits that occurred during the last week for Muriel Binder, Arthur Bruzewitz, Nancy Fisher, Clara Fleischer, Goldie Friedman, May Froman, Lillian Gluckman, Herman Golden, Abraham Goldstein, Ruth Grossman, Annette Heller, Teresa Jacoby, Jane Beard Cass, Gerald Cass, Evelyn Katz, Marcia Coopersmith, Miriam Krotman, Estee Lauder, Jack Morris Lieberbaum, Marilyn Lutsky, Rose Mazel, Nathan Meyerson, Esther Oberman, Margie Pollock, Dorothy Raich, Carol Regan, Rose Rosenberg, Ethel Sanders, Lillian Saperstein, Vera Shaps, Gertrude Cantor, Mo Slater, and Stanley Tannenbaum. Is anyone saying for Kaddish for anyone we did not mention and would like to mention their names now? I'll invite our friends watching at home to add the names of your loved ones, and I'll invite the mourners to join me on page 598. If it's your custom to rise alongside them, you may do so at this time. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael b'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'li'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru
Amen.
Zichronam livracha, may every one of their memories be for a blessing. Okay, please be seated. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Okay, first and of course, a big thank you to Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for representing the wonderful organization of American Friends of Leket Israel. And again, anybody who would like to know more, we'll have plenty of opportunity when we go next door for our Oneg Shabbat this evening. I hope all of you will join us as well. I want to thank, of course, our student cantor, Emma, and our accompanist, Christine. Thank you guys for, as always, bringing such wonderful, we call it Ruach, great spirits to our services. And a lot of things going on this weekend. Tomorrow, services begin at 10 o'clock. Our Kiddush lunch will be generously sponsored this week by Larry Zimmerman in memory of his mother, Mildred. Torah study will begin at 12 o'clock. Of course, as always, we welcome our friends on Zoom to join us as well. Tomorrow evening is our next spiritual journey with Emma from 4 to 5:30 p.m. for members in their 40s to their 60s. And I know they've been having a great time with Emma, so thank you, Emma, again, for leading the charge on that. Also, a reminder again, this Sunday, we've got a lot going on beginning at 9:30. Our Mensch group will be having its second official meeting, in which we'll be talking about the battle within. So again, anybody who didn't join us for the first time, that's okay. You can join us for the second time. And if you think you can't be here for the third time and you're not going to come for this one and miss the third, come for the fourth. Don't worry. Okay, we're trying to design this in a way that's going to really welcome everybody who's looking to, again, develop that inner mensch. And Ari, thank you again for your leadership, and to Adam, who's not with us tonight, but it's really something that I look forward to now at the end of every month. So we're very much looking forward to that. Again, 9:30, we'll get started with food, and then we'll get to our learning. And also a little bit later in the day, again on Sunday, we'll celebrate Israel and Israel's birthday from 3:30 to 5:30, our multi-generational program. We'll have lots of different things going on for all ages, upstairs and downstairs, and of course, delicious food, falafel and salads and pitot and all the great things, and a few special things that Shelley picked up from the city on her way back out. So anybody who loves things like beastly like I do, and Pesach Zman, all of my favorite Israeli things that I don't get to eat very often. Personal favorite. I don't know if Emma, do you have a favorite beastly flavor?
Pizza.
Pizza. I believe that's what Shelley got. I am still
favorite. That's the best flavor.
I am still a beastly grill person.
The grill's good too.
Which is oddly not so different from the barbecue flavor, but
They're all
still,
kind of the same.
I just like that it's called grill.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. And I also want to remind everyone that our last day to donate a bike with the Social Justice Committee's bike drive is, I believe, on Sunday. So you can bring them on Sunday if you're coming to the party. Reminder again, is not a small thing. We have many people who live out here on the East End, many who do not have access to a car. Anybody who's ever attempted to take public transportation out here will tell you it is not the most helpful thing in the world. The bike is oftentimes the thing that gets a person safely to and fro. And we know a lot of people are in desperate need for those. So if you have, again, a bike of good quality, one that is safe to ride, not one that needs to get some work, something that is safe to ride, please do bring it sometime between now and on Sunday. And adult bike. Oh, thank you for clarifying. Adult bikes. Well, maybe someday we'll get to kids' bikes. Different logic, different reason. But a great thing. I also want to make sure everybody knows, again, Sunday, May 3rd at 10:30, we are welcoming Holocaust survivor Sammy Steigman, who will speak. Again, Mr. Steigman will share his powerful personal story of survival during the Holocaust, offering a message of resilience, tolerance, and the importance of remembrance. His remarks are especially intended to engage the congregation's young people, providing a meaningful and educational experience for the next generation. This event is open to members of the congregation, the community, and invited guests. This is, again, a representation of our ongoing commitment here at the Temple to education, community, and preserving the memory of the Holocaust. And just again, as a reminder, this is not too many more opportunities that we will have to hear from survivors. And from what I understand, Mr. Steigman is a very powerful speaker. So this is a program, especially for those that maybe don't know as much about the Shoah as they might. This is a great program to invite a friend to, but please do make sure that everybody registers, make sure we know, who's coming. But we want to thank especially our anti-Semitism committee, our co-chairs Dana and Jamie, and all the participants, and of course Shelley, who helps to coordinate all of these things to make them possible. Last note is, as we get closer to the summer, a lot of great things coming up. One of those great things is the return of Ruth Joseph's book group, which will begin its summer of wonderful learning together on May 31st from 11 to 12:15. And there's a whole lot of other stuff, but I think at the end, as I said, when Shelley gives me a page that gets to the bottom, we have to just make some editorial decisions. But other important things, please check your e-blast. Please, keep up with all those good things. And I think we're going to end this evening by singing together Hatikva, the national anthem of the State of Israel. So if I can ask all of us to please rise. And do we have a page?
It is in the book.
It is in the book. Let's take a second. I'm pretty sure it's National Hymns page. It's never where you want it to be. Oh. Sorry.
It's on page 678.
Thank you.
678.
Again, 678. Kol hod balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homia, ufate mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia. Hatikva bat shnot alpayim liotam chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim liotam chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Please remain standing for Kiddush, page 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam b'horei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabahat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim hivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim ve'shabat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat. Amen. L'chaim. Emek, do you say l'chaim? Yep. Emek, do you want to help us with the moti? Here, just put your hand kind of up over the challah like this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Okay, let's take a little piece of challah. That's a raisin. That's a raisin. I don't know if you like raisins. Here, no? No. There you go. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Please come next door. Yay. Thanks for helping, buddy. That was great. What, buddy? You did? Really? You want to take them home? Well, we can't take them home, though, because they belong to the temple, buddy. But you can play with them when you're here. Isn't it nice to have something to play with here? I think it's nice to have something to play with here.